Welcome. We are conditioned to believe that wealth is purely a result of income, but the uncomfortable truth, backed by behavioral economics, is that a deeply rooted scarcity brain can sabotage financial stability regardless of how much you earn. The term scarcity brain, popularized by researchers Sendel Mullainathan and Eldar Schaefer, describes the cognitive bandwidth depletion that occurs when resources feel perpetually limited. This state forces us to make short-term, expensive choices, a mental trap that rich people avoid, not because they have more money initially, but because they maintain a cognitive buffer. Over the next 602 seconds, we will dissect this destructive pattern and lay out a powerful 7-day detox challenge designed to permanently shift your internal operating system from poverty-focused reaction to abundance-driven strategy. This journey requires radical honesty and commitment, but the payoff is freedom from the cycle of constant financial firefighting that defines the scarcity trap. Are you ready to see money not as a dwindling resource, but as a tool for leverage and growth?
The primary difference between the rich and poor mindset lies not in their bank account balances, but in how they perceive margin. Scarcity brain decisions are immediate, focused on saving $3 today, even if it costs $300 in inefficiency or longevity down the line. A wealthy mindset, conversely, uses margin, both financial and temporal, to make optimal long-term decisions. Consider the professional who buys a cheap laptop. They save $500 initially, but they lose 5 hours a week to constant crashing, a time cost that compounds into severe income restriction. The rich mindset recognizes that paying a premium for reliability and efficiency is a form of investment that maximizes their most valuable asset, their time. This challenge is about creating that margin, not by earning more right away, but by optimizing the current resources you already possess and removing the mental pressure that forces poor decision-making. We are moving away from triage towards planning.
Day 1 of the Scarcity Detox is acknowledgement and inventory. This is not about budgeting, it's about brutally honest tracking. The scarcity brain often minimizes or ignores actual spending because confronting the reality causes shame, perpetuating the cycle. For 24 hours, track every single dollar spent, down to the smallest impulse buy. The key insight is to acknowledge where your money is actually going, rather than where you think it's going. This means going beyond the major bills and analyzing the leakage, the daily coffee, the subscription you don't use, the cheap replacement parts. Once you have this raw data, allocate every dollar into an emotional category: necessity, optimization, or impulse/escape. Wealthy individuals track optimization and necessity, minimizing impulse. Scarcity thinkers reverse this ratio. This foundational step provides the data needed to interrupt the subconscious reactive spending loops that are characteristic of financial limitation.
Day 2 focuses on shifting from cost to value. Scarcity thinking is obsessed with the nominal price tag, the lowest number on the shelf. Abundance thinking is obsessed with lifetime value and opportunity cost. When considering a purchase, especially a major one or a tool integral to your success, the scarcity question is, how cheap can I get this? The abundance question is, what is the return on investment, ROI, if I buy the best version of this I can afford, and how will it free up my time or increase my capability? Stop viewing high-quality items as an indulgence and start viewing them as leverage. This requires calculating the opportunity cost of buying cheap, the time lost to repairs, the repeated purchases, and the stress induced by poor reliability. Challenge yourself today to replace one low-quality item with the highest quality you can justify, redefining the expenditure as a capital investment in your personal or professional infrastructure.
On day 3, we tackle the panic purchase cycle. Scarcity brain makes us believe deals are fleeting, fostering a buy now or miss out mentality, often resulting in stockpiling items we don't immediately need or buying inferior goods simply because they are on sale. This reactive behavior clutters our lives and drains our reserves. Wealthy individuals understand that good value is always available, and waiting rarely results in catastrophic loss. To detox this habit, implement a mandatory 48-hour rule for any non-essential purchase over $50. If you still feel the need for the item after 2 days of reflection, you can proceed. Furthermore, differentiate between bulk savings and inventory hoarding. Bulk buying cheap, low-turnover items ties up capital that could be invested elsewhere. Focus on quality, even if it means smaller quantities.
The objective is to remove the emotional urgency from transactional thinking, replacing panic with intentionality. Day 4 is dedicated to reframing investment in self. The scarcity mindset views education, coaching, networking events, or skill acquisition as an expense that detracts from immediate survival. The abundance mindset views these as non-negotiable assets that exponentially increase future earning potential. If you spend $1,000 on a course that increases your income by $10,000 annually, that's not an expense. It's a 1,000% return on investment. The poor mindset says, I can't afford that class. The rich mindset asks, how quickly will I recoup the cost, and what is the long-term career value? Today, identify one skill or relationship critical to your next level of income and commit capital towards acquiring or strengthening it. This shifts your focus from conserving the present moment to actively manufacturing a more profitable future, understanding that your human capital is the single greatest determinant of your financial success. Day 5 requires mastering delayed gratification and buffer building. This isn't just about the standard emergency fund, it's about building a decision buffer. Scarcity thinking is fundamentally reactive. It solves the crisis of today. Abundance thinking is proactive. It creates space so a crisis doesn't require an immediate suboptimal reaction. Implement a 30-day delay rule for any significant non-essential expense. Use this time to not only save the necessary cash, but also to mentally detach from the emotional desire. Simultaneously, begin the conscious practice of paying for future security first. This might mean automating a small investment transfer immediately upon receiving income, before the monthly bills are even considered. By prioritizing the future state of abundance over the present state of desire, you actively rewire the brain away from short-term pleasure seeking and towards sustainable leverage and security. Day 6 introduces the time audit, recognizing time as the ultimate scarce resource. The scarcity mentality often leads to a false economy of time, spending 3 hours to save $30. This is a poverty trap. Wealthy individuals fiercely guard their time, understanding its non-replenishable nature and its direct correlation to income generation. Conduct an audit today. Identify tasks that consume time but generate little to no value. Example, waiting in long lines, tedious data entry, complex cleaning. For tasks that cost less than your hourly rate to outsource, you must commit to delegating or eliminating them. Even if you don't yet earn a high hourly rate, act as if you do. This forces you to spend your time only on high-leverage activities, skill practice, client acquisition, or strategic planning. By valuing your time like a highly paid executive, you force your behavior to align with that self-perception, accelerating the path to abundance. Day 7 is dedicated to abundance language and visualization. Our internal dialogue powerfully shapes our reality. Scarcity language is filled with limitations. I can't afford, there isn't enough, it's too late. This language shuts down creative problem solving. Today, aggressively purge scarcity phrases from your vocabulary. Replace I can't afford this with how can I structure my finances to acquire this? Or is acquiring this item the best use of my available resources? This is a critical psychological pivot from limitation to possibility. Couple this language shift with visualization. Spend 15 minutes imagining the logistical details of your financially abundant future. Where do you work? How do you spend your non-working hours? What systems are in place? By training your brain to vividly and logically plan for success, you make the abundant outcome feel inevitable, cementing the cognitive changes established throughout the week. Integrating the detox requires systemization, not just motivation. A 7-day challenge provides the initial energy, but long-term change demands new habits. First, automate all financial positive behaviors. Automate savings transfers, investment contributions, and bill payments. Automation removes the need for willpower, which the scarcity brain can easily sabotage during moments of stress. Second, create a mandatory monthly financial review date that is treated like a crucial business meeting, no cancellations. During this review, analyze ROI, check against your long-term goals, and celebrate progress. Third, cultivate a wealth advisory board, a network of mentors, professionals, and peers who embody an abundance mindset and hold you accountable to high-leverage decisions. Scarcity thrives in isolation. Abundance is built through strategic connection and consistent, boring discipline.
In summary, the transition from scarcity brain to abundance thinking is fundamentally a shift in cognitive framework. We moved from reactive cost management to proactive value creation. We replaced the panic purchase cycle with the 48-hour reflection rule. We redefined time as the most valuable asset, forcing us to delegate low-leverage tasks. And perhaps most importantly, we purged the limiting language of "I can't afford" with the empowering language of "How can I acquire?" The challenge is complete, but the work of maintenance begins now. True financial security is not the amount in your bank account today. It is the confidence in your ability to consistently create future resources. This is the difference between surviving and thriving. Remember, your financial circumstances are temporary, but your financial mindset, your operating system, is the permanent architecture dictating your long-term wealth trajectory.
The Scarcity Brain Detox is not merely a financial exercise. It is a profound commitment to personal agency and responsibility. Every time you make a conscious decision based on value and long-term leverage, you are reinforcing your abundance wiring. These small, deliberate choices compound over time, eliminating the stress and cognitive drain that characterized your previous scarcity state. Take these lessons and implement them with the discipline of a CEO managing their most important enterprise, their own future. Start your tracking today. Commit to your buffer. Value your time. If this documentary has provided value or inspired you to undertake this life-changing detox, please let us know. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates and in-depth analyses on behavioral finance and wealth psychology. Thank you for watching, and commit now to your abundant future.